your April 2025. This is Night Sky Tarot. Tarot readings are here to offer insights and recommendations to help improve your life. But remember, tarot serves as a guide. Ultimately, you are the one in control of your life, and you are responsible for your path. And who better than you, Gemini, to fully embrace this truth? Take inspiration from this spread and use it as a tool to move forward. Let's begin. The overall energy of April 2025 brings the presence of the Hierophant, a powerful card symbolizing wisdom, spiritual guidance, and self-belief. At first glance, the card's imagery might seem subdued, almost quiet, but its energy is profound. The Hierophant carries the energy of the number 5, a symbol of transformation and awakening. It's like a star lighting up within you, illuminating your inner strength and faith in yourself. For Geminis, this card encourages self-expression. Don't stay silent. Speak up, share your truth, and use your natural gift of communication. Mercury, your ruling planet, is your greatest ally, blessing you with eloquence, sharp intellect, and an unparalleled ability to connect with others. In April, this gift will be your superpower. The Hierophant can also signify moments of deep realization and sudden clarity. You may receive knowledge or insights that elevate you to a new level, not necessarily in a social or material sense, but spiritually, mentally, or emotionally. It's that feeling of inner growth, like you've unlocked a new version of yourself. This card is often associated with divine connection, symbolizing a bridge between the earthly and the spiritual. You may feel as though you are receiving blessings, permission, or unseen support from higher forces. Whether or not you connect with organized religion, the essence of this card suggests paying attention to signs, synchronicities, and inner revelations. You might not need a teacher or formal education to gain this wisdom. It could come directly from your own inner voice. Now let's dive into the detailed breakdown of the month. First half of April. The energy here suggests a period of closure or completion. It might feel like something is reaching its natural end, and the best course of action is to allow it to unfold without resistance. The 5 of Swords appears, a card often associated with conflict or internal struggle. In tarot, the number 5 represents disruption, a break in stability. You might feel like something you thought was secure is slipping away, causing discomfort or frustration. But this shift isn't necessarily negative. Sometimes, instability awakens a hidden part of ourselves, that wild, rebellious, untamed energy. You might even surprise yourself with how bold and daring you feel during this time. The 5 of Swords suggests that, in moments of inner turmoil, your instincts might push you to act out or take risks. You may feel a sudden urge to challenge the status quo, question relationships, or disrupt patterns that no longer serve you. Don't be afraid of this energy, it's pushing you toward growth. The Ace of Cups appears at the bottom of the deck, signaling emotional renewal and the opening of your heart to new experiences. This part of the month encourages you to embrace whatever life brings your way. Second half of April. The energy lightens up, bringing joy, new opportunities, and emotional fulfillment. Even if it's unexpected, be open to spontaneous connections, new creative inspirations, or moments of pure happiness. The universe seems to be conspiring in your favor, offering you blessings as long as you remain receptive to them. The recommendation for the second half of April is to welcome change with an open heart. If opportunities arise, grab them. If people enter your life, engage with curiosity. Let yourself be swept up in the flow of life without overanalyzing everything. Gemini, April 2025 may feel like a roller coaster, a mix of endings, awakenings, and fresh starts. But through it all, your inner voice and natural adaptability will guide you. Trust yourself, speak your truth, and stay open to the magic that the universe has in store for you. You might get a little carried away in the first half of April. You may feel an unstoppable surge of expression, like you can't hold back, and this voice of freedom, this voice of truth, is directly tied to your energy of the month. The Hierophant, the 5th major arcana card. This is the moment when you realize what you want, or at the very least, you become crystal clear about what you don't want. And that restlessness starts to stir within you. Your words may become sharper, more daring. Even if you've always been the type to avoid conflict, to agree for the sake of peace, or to never speak against others, now, suddenly, your tongue might turn sharp, and rebellion might bubble up. The same could happen within your circle. You may feel like everything is stable and under control, but then someone close to you, a partner, a relative, a friend, might start stirring things up, acting out, or doing something completely unexpected. The Five of Swords is a card that often brings disappointment or disruptive events. It shakes up what once seemed stable, predictable, and peaceful, the things we clung to and prayed would never change. But then, suddenly, cracks form. This disruption happens because your eyes are opening, because you're tired of pretending, because someone crossed a line, or simply because life has its own way of pushing us toward growth. What's the advice for you during this time? Don't try to force things back to the way they were. Don't suppress the chaos. Instead, ride the wave and move forward. In tarot, the next step after the Five of Swords is the Six of Swords, a card of acceptance and transition. It symbolizes moving on, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally, towards something better. If you can accept the events, emotions, and impulses that arise in early April, you will naturally flow toward peace and resolution. The Six of Swords often carries a bittersweet feeling, that sense of mourning for what was, paired with the quiet understanding that change is necessary. You might catch yourself thinking, I thought things were okay, that maybe they weren't. And that realization, while difficult, is exactly what propels you toward growth. This card often symbolizes travel, relocation, or crossing into new emotional territory. It's the acknowledgement that the old way of living is ending, that you are changing, and life around you is shifting, whether you like it or not. The first half of April is your invitation to start contemplating this transformation, to recognize that the past version of yourself or your circumstances is fading, and that it might be time to embrace what comes next. Work with this energy. There might be people around you, or even online, in your extended network, who could become your like-minded allies, people who support you and help you find your direction. Just follow the signs. The second half of April brings pure magic. It's almost like a joyful celebration begins, and you start to truly live in the moment. This is the energy of the Sun card, a state of pure bliss. You find joy in the smallest things, and life itself feels vibrant and full. In the second half of April, Gemini, you are likely to experience genuine happiness, feeling like a child again, open, sincere, and utterly natural. So much will be drawn to you during this time, because everyone gravitates toward the Sun. I wanted to say bees, but maybe sunflowers are more fitting. Either way, when you radiate this energy, you become incredibly magnetic. And perhaps some event will spark this light within you, causing you to glow like the sun itself. The recommendation for you is to seek harmony in people and share that energy, not just to keep it for yourself, but to spread joy so that everyone around you feels good. If you try to lift others up, happiness will naturally flow back to you. And if you find yourself feeling drained or down, wondering where to find strength, think about how you can bring happiness to the people close to you. Through those actions, you'll replenish your own energy. The second half of April is all about connection, communication with clients, colleagues, family, friends, or even your pets. Talking to yourself counts. Every interaction will lead to balance. Pay close attention to your emotional well-being, because your mood will influence your productivity, your income, your relationships, basically every aspect of your life, especially in late April. Meanwhile, the first half of the month might make you feel a bit rebellious and sharp-tongued. But that's okay, it's all part of the process. Now, let's talk about your most favorable and unfavorable strategies for April, along with the tarot amulet and key recommendations. It feels like the message is loud and clear. Follow the light. The Hermit appears as your guide, leading you towards something good. The Hermit understands the cyclical nature of life, that everything eventually comes to an end. But until it does, the lesson is to keep shining and moving toward the light. And there, at the bottom of the deck, is the Fool. The Hermit whispers, don't overcomplicate things. Don't seek out the deep, dark, and complex. That will only confuse you. Instead, choose simplicity and ease. Go where you feel good, because where it feels good, that's where you're meant to be. Your strategy for the month is beautifully reflected in the Three of Cups, a card of joy, ease, and shared happiness. Every day, when you're deciding whether to act, where to go, or which path to choose, lean toward what genuinely brings you joy. Choose the options that lead to satisfaction, opportunities, luck, and energy flow. The number 3 in tarot always symbolizes movement, growth, and expansion. Even if it's small at first, it's still forward momentum. And the Three of Cups is all about emotional connection. It's not just about exchanging information like a transaction, it's about heartfelt interactions filled with atmosphere and feeling. Whether it's close friends, romantic partners, family, or even the energy of a lively event, these emotionally rich moments will nourish you and guide you toward what truly matters. What strategy should you avoid? The Four of Cups. This is the card of emotional stagnation, of sitting too long in the same feelings, letting them weigh you down until even the good things lose their spark. Stability can be nice, but for Gemini in April, staying stuck in one place emotionally could be limiting. Unlike the dynamic 3, the 4 is about holding on, conserving, and shutting yourself off. But your month calls for openness, for spreading your light, for embracing change and movement. Your tarot amulet, the Hermit, will help you draw the right conclusions throughout the month. No matter what happens, whether the events are big or small, meaningful or seemingly insignificant, you'll be able to find insights and inspiration in everything. So, the final recommendation for you is simple: follow the light. For some reason, that's the phrase that comes through the strongest this time. I wish you a wonderful April, full of warmth, joy, and discovery. See you in my next video.